Yes, so my people are not boss out. Castle don't the rest now. Algeria don't block their airspace against France. They say, no, France, you know if you invade Niger with our airspace. Lie. As I talk to you, you know if you enter France from Algeria. You know if you come from France and pass Algeria. Yes, now, their airspace is closed. And no one talk too much. Watch this video. Just hit the like button, comment your opinion and share. Make sure that you share the video because normally, as they sweet me, now so you go to pay.
An Algerian radio station announced that the Algerian government denied France the use of their airspace for a military operation in Niger Republic. Although France denied ever making such a request recently, the truth is they will never accept that they made the request in the first place because they want to save their face. This kind of request is not what countries make in the open. They know the channels to pass the information, and when they are denied, they don't expect the country to make it public. So if they eventually make it public, it will be instantly met with a denial. On the other hand, it might just be a way for the Algerian government to let France know how they feel about a military intervention in Niger. The Algerian authorities have made their position known since the coup happened in Niger. Despite condemning the coup, they still said they oppose any military intervention in Niger. They've gone ahead to close their southern border with Niger Republic. So this is diplomacy at work. Whether France made the request or not, Algerians are basically telling France, hey, we allowed you to use our airspace in 2013 for operations in Mali. After that, we closed our airspace, and up till now, we are not going to allow you to use our airspace. It's basically that. France wants to use the same strategy they used in Côte d'Ivoire in Niger. They need foot soldiers to do that. In Côte d'Ivoire, they used rebels while they covered from the air. They took out their main military base in Abidjan, and within a few days, the rebels were able to capture Laurent Gbagbo. In order for them to repeat the same thing in Niger Republic, ECOWAS forces will be the foot soldiers while they will cover from the air. And in order to bring in combat helicopters and fighter jets, they need to avoid Nigerian airspace. Because of the backlash, it's well known that Tinubu is supporting ECOWAS and France to invade Niger. But they wouldn't want to present it that way. They want it to look like, yes, it's an ECOWAS decision, not just Tinubu's. So seeing fighter jets and combat helicopters invading Niger from Nigeria's airspace will obviously lead to a backlash. In fact, it might be unpredictable, the outcome. For logistics reasons, Sokoto would have been the best place to stage the invasion to Niger because of the proximity to Niamey, about 300 kilometers. Benin Republic also has some nearby air bases that can be used if they are serviceable, about 300 kilometers to Niamey from these locations. Benin Republic may not be able to say no to France, so we're not talking about whether they will accept it or not. It also might put in jeopardy the crude oil pipeline deal they have with Niger Republic. If the military intervention fails and the military in Niger retains power, they might change their mind about the pipeline deal. They might say, since Benin Republic people fought them, they will no longer pass the pipeline through their country. Niger Republic, being a landlocked country, doesn't have much options to export the crude oil. If you look at all the surrounding countries along the Gulf of Guinea, they don't seem to have many options left. Besides, this project has been in construction for some time. Maybe they have even gone very far into Benin Republic. So it's complicated. Also, Benin Republic will be a potential target if their country becomes a staging area to wage an invasion into another country. Once a country is participating in an invasion, the country becomes a potential target because the country you are invading can actually fight back. They can say, hey, they are coming from here. Oh yeah, move. So these are all the risks involved in participating in such an adventure. Now that Algerian airspace is blocked to France, what other alternatives do they have to invade Niger from the air? Let's assume that the fighter jets will be taken off from France. That means they will fly over the Mediterranean. Morocco won't be a problem because they have given them access to their airspace. They will fly over Morocco and get to Mauritania. France already has a military base in Mauritania. They won't have airspace issues. In fact, in the near future, we might see a NATO base in Mauritania. In Mali, they will face an obstacle because Mali will never allow them the use of their airspace to invade their neighbor Niger when they have pledged to commit troops on the ground to defend Niger. But the problem is, can Malians protect their airspace? Yes, the Malians have all this shiny equipment that they got recently from Russia, but do they have SAMs to intercept an aircraft that is violating their airspace? Well, whether they have the capacity or not, France wouldn't be comfortable refueling in a hostile airspace. That's the most important thing. The distance from the nearest points in Mauritania to Niamey is about 1,000 kilometers. These are huge countries. That means the fighter jet must need refueling in the air in order to make the journey. It's a difficult situation for France, even if they have to bring in their aircraft carrier in the Gulf of Guinea. It's still a 1,000-kilometer journey, which means there must be refueling on the way. Why not back down now, France? All these difficulties prove that it's not going to be easy. Any sort of invasion is always unpredictable. Why not allow Nigerians to determine their future now? Let them solve their problems by themselves. ECOWAS leaders are the ones that should be telling France to back down now, but the reverse is the case. Why do they insist that the military intervention is needed in Niger, that they must invade Niger to remove the military junta? Look at Algeria saying no to France. Why can't Cote d'Ivoire and Nigeria do the same? Why can't Ghana, Togo, and Benin Republic do the same to France? Why do they want to bring war to our doorstep in West Africa? They always say it's going to be easy, get in a few hours and get out. What could possibly go wrong? The Nigerians are not sleeping. They've been mobilizing their citizens against any invasion. So it won't be as easy as it was in Cote d'Ivoire. When the rebels entered Abidjan, many of the military men retreated from their outposts into the main military base in Abidjan. So it was easy for France to hit them from the air. And the ground forces, the rebels, had the opportunity to comb around, use intelligence to locate Babo. He wasn't even hiding. He was in one of the presidential palaces in Abidjan. So it was easy for them to plan and execute in Cote d'Ivoire. It might not be the same thing in Niger Republic, considering the fact that Mali and Burkina Faso are going to join to defend Nigerians. Also, the Wagner forces currently operating in Mali will definitely join the party. This will be a serious danger for ground forces because they can't run to anywhere if it goes south. They can only retreat back to Benin Republic or Nigeria. This is because other countries bordering Niger are locked out. Chad to the east will definitely close their borders. They've said they will not participate or support any military intervention. Is it Libya you're going to run to if you're trying to escape the conflict? Or is it Algeria that have closed their borders? Mali and Burkina Faso are no-go areas because they will join the party. So imagine being in Nigeria and they are hauling all these to Nigeria. Imagine the impact on Nigerians living in the north. It's very easy for France to say, hey, go, I'll give you air support. Anyone in the air faces less risk, especially when the country you are invading doesn't have SAMs that can intercept high-flying objects. So they face less risk. It is the ground forces that will be taking all the hit. Yes, the ECOWAS leaders don't understand all this. It's a pity that soldiers will be forced to go and face this for no just cause of theirs. The worst part of this is that many countries in West Africa are facing serious security challenges. These countries are not able to deal with them. They can't contain the security issues, but they want to go and restore democracy in another country. You can't help yourself, but you want to help another person. How is that possible? The ECOWAS leaders are just there to satisfy the wishes of France. They don't care that this invasion is very unpopular in ECOWAS region. People in Francophone countries no longer want France to continue dominating their political landscape and economy many years after independence. It's a pity that ECOWAS leaders don't share this view of emancipation. They are just there for their own interests. Algerian people experience one of the worst independence struggles against France. That's why they don't give them the opportunity like the Francophone countries. Because they know that when you give them an inch, they will take a kilometer. That's why many people in Francophone countries don't want them in their country anymore. Nigerians have been protesting at their military base, telling them to close them down and leave their country. Who are ECOWAS leaders to stop in their way, to stop their emancipation from France? May the voice of reason eventually prevail so that this invasion will not happen. Let the ECOWAS leaders continue to negotiate with the Nigerian military so that they can quickly set up a transition program back to democracy. Thanks for watching.